change my camera's battery. Just charge the batteries, but if you use them a lot, they don't hold a charge as much. I just wish the camera meters would be more accurate, because I always check that before I start videoing. But I did that pretty quickly. See how white I've gotten this? So I think that's pretty good. Let's get the blue mica in there. Let's see if it's a light blue like I wanted. Perfect. Let's get the fragrance oil in there. So before everything gets a chance to do any kind of acceleration, we get some of that poured. So let's blend some of this copper. See how we're doing. I want this to be set up a little bit. I think it's just perfect, because I want it to be hard enough so that the colors don't just break through. Let's see, I want a different. Pour some of this in my ladle. Just go ahead in there flat. That works well. Same ladle, I'm just wiped it out so that it doesn't mix the colors. More of this light blue. It's like whipped cream right now. Copper in there, at least half of it. Spread that a little bit. Just add a little bit of this pinkish purple just for the fun of it. Another layer of the blue. Get some of this on the edges. Copper. Green. The rest of this blue. And I have a nice mica drizzle for the top too. Let's get this on the top. Let's take advantage of the fact that there's no fragrance in here to thicken it up. And I can pour this in thinner lines for the swirl on top. So let's do a swirl, chopstick. It's a little thick, so let's see how it does. It's doing great. So I like when it adds a texture at the same time. Add my drizzle. Haven't done a gold drizzle in a long time. And a purple drizzle. Just because. Let's do the diagonals in the opposite direction. And clean it up a bit. Okay, that took a little bit of work because it did accelerate a little bit, but I think it's going to be just fine, and I'll bring you back for the cut. Okay, I'm ready to cut this. Unfortunately, my back is still miserable, so I'm moving slow. I went to the chiropractor today, and I think after a couple more visits, I'll get some more relief. But I've got to do something. But if you've ever had a sore back, you know that sometimes it does take a while. And oh, that looks cool, and I know why it looks cool and very different. It's because I forgot to do the hanger swirl up and down, but I kind of like this too. That copper, super. Kind of reminds me of some of the sunset photos I've taken recently. But as I was saying, with a sore back, you start to realize how much you take it for granted, because even the smallest things, like, for example, focusing my camera for this video, when you kind of bend down to look in the lens, it's kind of painful. So, enough about that. Let's look at this soap. I'm really happy with the colors. That green and that copper and the purple are just the right types of green, copper, and purple. I just love it. With the backdrop of that really light blue. I love the metallics. Just, it adds something. Well, it does add some light because of the way it reflects. This one has some glycerin rivers, but I can live with that because the blue is so plain otherwise. You can kind of just see waves going through there. And that is such a fine line right there, considering how you saw me pour it and flatten it out with a spatula. And there's the gold top. By the time I cut a soap, I have a pretty good idea what the next soap is going to be. And this one was originally, at least the mix of fragrance was a commissioned soap, so I mixed the fragrance and really liked it. But I kept in mind how I wanted it to be a little less perfumey, so that's exactly what I did. I mixed some musk into it, which gives it another little note, and I could decrease some of the more perfumey notes. The juniper is a very perfumey scent that I really like, but toned down it's even better, I think. So thanks for watching, everyone, as usual. And I really appreciate your comments. I got a lot lately. And visit me on Instagram. And visit the web store. And just saying hello is nice too. So this is my last cut. And we will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.